Hello. I wanted to take a few minutes to come in here today and show you my scrap space before load starts in February and while it's still clean from our New Year's Eve party. My room is half of the largest space in our basement, and if you can't hear the kids above stomping around, I do apologize. But my room basically starts here at the top of this dresser. Those are albums I'm still filling in an empty box just to hold the albums up. Along this back wall behind my desk is two large adjustable shelves on wheels that I got at Target. And they are mostly full of the Sterilite 3-drawer boxes. I get them at Walmart for like $12.47. And I did not buy them all at one time. I've accumulated them as I've needed them. And as well as the crates there on the bottom, those are from Walmart as well. But my desk is a leftover from the homeowner previous that lived here. He was an engineer and he built this workshop table out of bars, pipe, and an old wood door. Now it was longer and he had a grinding wheel attached to one side of it, and I cut that part off because of the metal shavings that were stuck in the wood. I didn't think that they were as safe. Now I've added a shelf on the bottom, just a board sitting on top of the pipes, so I could put on some more storage right down here. And the lights are left over from the homeowner previous. They had a pool table right underneath of them, so I just tied them up and I put bright lights in for my filming. And the back wall I have painted a turquoise, and it holds 4 Calyx shelves. They are 2 by 4, and then the one above it that's spanning the 4 is a 1 by 4. Under the stairs, if I can get you underneath there, is my desk where I edit all my videos and do voiceovers. The bulletin board type of things, what do they call those? Clipboards. They are 13 by 13. They're Doodlebug. I got them from Walmart.com. I know Amazon sells them. But I usually put projects that are in progress for different assignments I get for scrapbooking or for videos that I have to edit. And sometimes I just put, like underneath here, is a pattern paper that is just words, inspirational saying. I just put a piece of paper on it, that one. But for the party, I put up my latest scrapbook pages, so it kind of looked nice. Behind the ones that are on the Calyx shelves, like these here and those up there, just hide storage. There's some albums behind it. There's just random messy stuff behind it. So I didn't figure I needed to worry about covering anything important. I also have the ones that are above my desk. Those usually are the ones that have my assignments on them because I sit here and do my videos and I can look up and see the layout that I have to work on. It's just a desktop that was here previously on top of metal drawers that I have painted turquoise aqua color to match my theme. Some of the laminate was falling off and chipping, so I just used matching washi tape to cover it so it wouldn't get any worse. This is just storage stuff I need to deal with. And if you noticed, on the back side of my desk, these are the storage things that I take to crops, and I stuck them there to just cover the back side of all the ugliness. And it keeps them tidy for the most part. As we walk around here, this tower here is from Recollections Michaels, and this stuff just holds holiday themed things and other type of craft items that I want to keep out of my way. This old antique table my mom picked up at a garage sale for me. It is very similar to my grandma's kitchen table. I think my mom thought I was going to refinish it and maybe use it, but I don't mind the way it looks, and it is perfect for what I use it for in my scrap room. I can just fold this leaf up, and I pull the sewing machine out or the Cameo out when I want to cut. I store my Cameo mats, they're actually Cricut mats, in my Felicity Jane box that I just kind of taped up and cut the side out of it. I was planning on hanging it, but it ended up being way too heavy to hang it with the command hooks, so it just sits there and it keeps them nice and tidy without bending. The side we were just on is more of the side that I don't use for scrapbooking per se, except for the videos. There's storage above and more storage above here. Those are all empty boxes that I just can't part with because they're useful. So that side is less scrapbooky, and this side is kind of where the meat and bones of my room is for what I use. Here is my thickers in these 5 bins, all separated by color. I'm a very color-oriented scrapbooker. My printer, photo printer. This box here is the stamps, and I'll explain to you when I get to my desk why there's stamps there. Old cutters that I may go back to at some point, extra albums, my Cuttlebug, and just more storage. Underneath, I keep all of my plastic bags that I use for smooshing in there, and the next one over that you can't see is actually zip bags that are useful. This is an old x-ray machine for a doctor's office. I picked it up at a garage sale, and I use it as a light box, basically. It's nice and bright. It's heavy, so I leave it on the ground. I have one true Raskog, and it is full of my Project Life cards that do not get used anymore. This last year, I gave up Project Life. I did it from 2009 to 2016. Was going to go digital for 2017 and just didn't feel right. So I've given that up. So those haven't been touched in a year. I probably need to figure something out so that cart can be more useful to me. This cart is all my mixed media. And these 3 things sit in front of my register. My punches and wood veneer are in this drawer from Recollections, and my circle cutter and miscellaneous stuff is in the top. Normally on top of this right here sits my large Caterpillar crop, but that's upstairs for a project that I got going on upstairs. On the side of these shelves, you can buy baskets and hooks to go into the shelves. They're made for it. And on this basket, I have on clip rings all my frames separated by color. And I even have some that are attached underneath to the wire basket. And as you can see, just my larger paper rolls are up there, and some larger papers are there. I keep my heat gun there, easy to access. And there's going to be not an easy way to show you this up close. These up to there are all my small alphas separated by color, and you can see the color by tape, and I even have it written. The last 3, these 3 here, are my most used washi, enamel dots, and brads. My paper is separated by color and type, and I'll explain that a little bit. This first one is just what it says: neutrals and backgrounds, graph lined, and text paper. Those are separated out because when I go to find those, I don't care about color. I want a graphic background, and I can flip through there and find the one I need. I have since had to pull some out and rearrange them because of the space. I have no problem adjusting my scrap space as I change the way I scrapbook or as I need. I'm not married to this right at this point. Between the shelves, I can store flat things like my score pads and such like that. And on top, I have space to put my flare badges on magnets on just a cookie sheet. But like the color, I have a black and white drawer and then a white and black drawer. Papers that are more black than white go in the black one, and papers that are more white with black on them go in the other drawer. And then each color, I have separated out a horizontal striped, because I search for those type of papers a lot for frames around my layouts and whatnot. So I found it easier just to pull them out, and I had the space to do it. So that's what I did. And and then we also have a scrap drawer, and I've combined the colors in most of them. Like this is white and black, and then this scrap drawer is brown and gray. This alpha one is colored text papers. They used to all be with this one, but there was too many. I do a multicolored and a multicolored stripe, and then the scraps for that. A dark pink, a light pink, and then there's the stripes. And this is my scraps for pink and red, but I'm going to have to separate them, and I have an empty drawer to do that with, so it'll work. But again, just the colors all separated out until we get to about here, and then cut aparts. If I'm ever just sitting down watching TV and want to do something, I can come in here and I can pull these cut aparts and then just cut them apart. Or they stay in there and I know that they're there and I can go to them. Backgrounds that I created. When I have extra material when I'm doing mixed media stuff, I will grab a stencil and use what's left over, or a paint. I will squish it onto a white cardstock and just let it dry and stick it in here. Now some of these may never get used, some of them may get punched or cut apart, or when I'm in a hurry, there might be a perfect background in there and I don't have to wait for it to dry. This is very thin paper that I use for layering. I got it at Hobby Lobby in this big thick pack for $2, and there was more. I got rid of the stuff I didn't like. I only kept the black and white stuff. Lesson learned, it wasn't a great deal, but eventually it'll get used. So that is the whole center shelf on both of them. Above that, I also have textured papers. This is papers that had to do with my son when he was running in high school, and specially cut out papers that you can buy that they're cutouts. Here is collections that I have kept together. They have all their stickers, thickers, anything that came with them, labels, brads, anything that came with them, chipboard shapes with them. And some are just all paper packs that are loosely, but I wanted to keep them together. They go in there. I'm sure you've all seen these. These are for my washi tape, and they are separated by color. This one is got my sequins separated by color as well. my white cardstock in transparency. The white cardstock is over here because my typewriter is right behind me, straight across from this, and I use the white cardstock when I type on my typewriter. And like I said, my most used washi tape, which is black and white, newsprint, text, that kind of thing, is in one of these drawers. I got these drawers, they're not that deep, if you can see how far they go back, at office supply stores. We go down to this layer here. There we are. And most of this is embellishments and kits. I have glitter paper, gold and silver paper, and then that is just full of miscellaneous stuff that didn't quite fit anywhere else. Small acetate, large acetate pieces in my travel papers. Word thickers, stickers, and word stickers. Those labels are kind of old. Mainly those three things are all my sticker sheets. They're kind of all mixed up. This here is kits separated by month that I still need to use. My white mini alphas and my black mini alphas, they were getting too overrun in the smaller drawers, so they got big drawers, and my vellum all goes in that. The next one here is doilies, and the last two are tags. Now underneath here, this aqua bin is full of tissue paper, as well as this aqua bin is full of tissue paper. These are more kits, except for this drawer here. That drawer there is full of the Scrappy Advent supplies that Eileen Scrapmazing sent me over the holidays. They're all separated out so that I can go to them and use them and know where they came from. My large chipboard shapes are in there. Paper clips, and then this is, the label's kind of a dinosaur label for how I used to buy paper, I should say. And now I don't buy so much paper, I get kits, so that drawer is basically just an empty drawer and it's going to be reused somehow else. Underneath them, I store these thin project bins. That's what I call them. When I have an ongoing project that has pieces that I need to keep together, I will pop that in there. Or if I have a reoccurring collaboration with somebody like Eileen, I will put all the layouts, keep them together in there so I can do a recap. This is just extra storage. There's bags in there, and I see some tape. That's stuff that I have to take to crops. And this one is just miscellaneous things. And again, underneath there, cardboard box. It may have stuff in it. It may be empty. Who knows? Again, there's a little bit more space on top of here. And it's a kit that I took to a crop, and it hasn't been unpacked yet. I just kept it all in there. I'm not ready to let go of them yet, but that's my word phrase stamps that don't get used very often. My two big boxes of doilies that I recently bought, there's 1,000 of each, 6-inch and 4-inch. I bought those and they just stick behind me. And that red album is full of my stencils. And if I can pull it out, I can show you. They're just in page protectors. And when I want to have a look at what I got for a project, I can flip through and they're here. And there's some in here that I have yet to use. I bought them at a clearance sale or whatnot, and I haven't used them. Some have been given to me, or I won at a crop, and I haven't used them. But they're here. And this is where I go when I have extra material for texture paste. I'll come through here and I'll grab one that I maybe haven't used yet and do it on a page just to see if I like it. I figure I'm not wasting anything, and maybe I'll love it and maybe I won't. Okay, we're going to turn now to my desk. And if I can back up without tripping. These are recollection cubes, and twine is stored in there, glitter. Not all stuff that I use a ton, but in there. Same as there's extra supplies in there if I have extra stickers. Like I have a ton of these. These are from Walmart. And I have a ton of these I got off AliExpress. I keep the extras in here. My typewriter sits here. It sits this way so that the arm I can type out and it doesn't get caught on anything. This box is my Freckled Fawn warehouse box. I haven't got a chance to put anything away, so it's all stick there. And as well as here's some supplies I had to put away. Most of it is from Alt New, had a clearance sale, and I bought some stuff. This is wrapping paper that I thought I might want to use, and sequins out of a Victoria's Secret thing my daughter got for Christmas. All my rulers are in a magazine holder off to the side, easily accessible when I'm scrapbooking. Right here is where my computer sits when I'm doing videos, and it hooks up to my webcam that is directly over my mat right here. I'd like to get some whiteboard from Home Depot to put underneath here. It'd be easier to clean. This is just poster board that I flip over and then throw away when it gets messy. These are Alex drawers. This is a different type of Alex drawer, all from IKEA. And I put legs on them right here, which are not made for the Alex drawers. These are super glued. There's 2, 4, 6 of them. And they're super glued on the bottom just so that I could raise them up so I could use the drawers and still put stuff in front of them. And I could put these plastic drawers, this one's a longer one, but these are short ones, all from the office supply store. The only one that has stuff in it that I use a lot is the thin washi. It's in there. And these trays came in those bins that are on the back side of my desk. And I've pulled them all out because I find them useful to just pull out and get the things I need. This little section of my desk is out of the sight when I'm videotaping, and tends to be where things accumulate. This is all my new washi tape from the 2 orders I put through, my candy stash. And these are all supplies on this. It's a Tupperware party plate that I don't use anymore, so I use it down here as basically a tray. iPhone boxes, and they just have different supplies in it that I don't want to put away or lose. Usually it's newer stuff or stuff that doesn't really have anything else that goes with it. So it's easier for me to remember I have it if it's in front of my face. This light here is a new acquisition as well. I bought it so that I had a third light in the center for my videotaping because I was getting shadows from the 2 lights coming down here. I was getting some shadows, so I wanted a third light to go right straight down. In these drawers, I have inks, and this one is all my Tim Holtz Distress and Distress Oxides. If you notice, these tapes are some of the new tapes I got, but they all have a saying, and you couldn't see what they all said. So I took them out so that if I wanted to use them, I know that this yellow one has a cuteness in it. I may have to spin that quite a few times and pull a lot of tape out to find it, but it's there. This drawer is stamps, and it was getting overrun with stamps. And to find the one I wanted, I really had to dig. So I took all my stamps out and put them in that bin over there. And as I wanted stamps, I'd go find the stamp, pull it out, and when I used it, I would put it in here. So these in here are my most used stamps, or some brand new stamps that I want to make sure I remember I have to use. This is my loved and hated ring punch from We Are Memory Keepers. I love it because it's useful. I hate it because it gets jammed a lot and it needs to be made better. But I use a lot of tags and I like reinforces in them. So that stays right there. And here's all my label stickers are in here. These drawers have, I almost took my lamp down. Oop, okay. These drawers are extra stamps or extra staples and my just plain date stamps. I have them in here. Easy to use. Push this back up. I keep a roll of paper towel up there. Up here is my wax paper, markers, and extra wax paper that's already been ripped, and my thicker aligners. And these are phrase stickers. I keep them handy so I can use them. This is what I used to use for all of my desktop caddy stuff. So I just keep tools that I don't always use up there now. And I use this, which is a picnic utensil box for my pads of paper, my journaling ruler, extra pictures, pens and pencils are in these things. And this, my Tonic Studios, I don't know what they call this, baskets. I don't know what they all, I can move this around and put it out here or whatnot. But each of these components are separate. This is where I keep the stuff that I most use on every layout. I just keep it next to me because I stand right here and everything's right here. These are punches I just got. I know they're not new to the market, but I just got these. They're tag topper punches. My new ATG, because I broke my other one, sits in its stand. And this 3-tiered metal bin sits on top of a Lazy Susan, a large one that I got from IKEA for fairly cheap. And it houses the things I use most on every layout. Markers and extra tape and whatnot up there. This one has my score tape, my foam tape, my dots, and my more foam, the hearts that I like to get into, stuff like that. And below I have my inks. I've struggled with where to put my inks so that I could see what colors I had without having to pick every ink up and whatnot. I used to have them up here on a 3-tiered shelf, but then I had no place for my computer when I taped. So I went with this. They're separated sort of by color. This is pinks and reds. This is whites and blacks and gold. Yellows and oranges, and then greens, blues, and any purples I have are in here. My beloved, what is it called? A tab punch by McGill. And my glue gun and the glue sticks are all in here. And this spins very nicely, and it houses all that kind of stuff. These are my loose embellishments. The top is how I used to store them, by what they were: hearts, stars, arrows, that kind of thing. Or if I had a collection of ephemera, I would stick it in one of these bins and stick it in here. So I still store some of that way. Lately, as of probably a year now, I've been storing my ephemera. If it's not by collection, I break it apart and I store it by color. So all these bins are all color bins of storage. So anything that's gold gets put in this bin. Like I said, I scrapbook by color. And the bottom of this bin is extra stuff, extra bins, extra junk. Underneath here, let me turn the light on, is my recollections cubes that I keep my paper pads in. I have a lot of paper pads. I buy them when they go on sale at Tuesday Morning or Michael's. I write on the spine of them and date them, and I date them mainly because I know how long I've had them. And when I run out of space and don't have any more space to put another one, I have to make a decision. Either I keep the new one I bought, or I have to pull out one of the ones that are older. So when I pull out one of the ones that are older and decide, well, I haven't used this one, I've had it for 4 years and it's still here and maybe I've used 1 or 2 sheets, I go through it, take out the sheets that I like and think I might use and put them in my loose leaf paper behind me, separated by colors. And then I can get rid of the rest of the pad, either take it to a crop and put it on the free table, give it to my kids, whatnot. I keep my white cardstock and any pads of paper that are white, like I have embossed brights and embossed white papers. Those are good for backgrounds. Gold foil, and I have in here my holiday Christmas papers that would not fit in the holiday bin that I had for them. So I pulled them out and I had an extra hole, so I used them there. This is my blacks and grays and crafts are in this one. And then these are just the colored ones. Now, if I ever truly run out of space, I can purge these because I barely ever go to these. They can go someplace else without a problem. On top, I keep my white and watercolor scraps here, and my long strips go in here. These are like my, the manufacturer strips that I think I might use. I was finding that they were getting all wrinkled and were stacking on my desk, so I gave them a bin. My caterpillar crop and watercolor paper, Stampin' Up cutter, and that's my foam, adhesive foam. I took a pack, this is a pack right here, a brand new pack. I took a pack and one day while I was watching TV, I cut them into smaller squares, rectangles, stuff like that, and I put them in these bins so that if I'm in a hurry and don't want to cut a full sheet, I pull the bin out and I can cut it. I have a paper towel holder here and my cup holder here from Creative Memories. And this light system is just from IKEA. And that kind of shows you what the desk looks like underneath. It actually hinges. So this is the front and the hinges are on the other side, and it hinges up if I were ever to need to pull this up, which with all the stuff on it, I never would. My trash can, got this at Walmart. It has this little hole here that I like to throw stuff in. And my mat, this is 2 mats, foam mats that I stand on that I've taped together. And this is the floor that I installed all by myself. I'm pretty proud of that. So that basically is my room. I'll slowly back out of it so I don't make you dizzy. If you have any questions about anything that you see or a question of why I do something the way I do it, leave me a comment below and I'll try to answer it. Or if there's someone wants more in-depth, open the drawer kind of thing, kind of video, I can do that as well. But so you will start getting videos again here soon. The holidays are over and the craziness has subsided in our house. So I will be back with videos very soon. I'm going to be a featured scrapper on the 26th of February. So there'll be a video for sure that day on theme for the load 218, I guess it is. So thank you again for sticking around while I've been on hiatus. And I'm hoping to get scrapping soon. Bye.